82 here. Oh, wow. What a year 2018 was. Some highs and lows for us. I was hoping to start this year off on a good note, but wasn't in the cards. For those of you who've been following me, you know some of the highs and lows that I had some milestones with this channel, reaching 100 and exceeding 100 subscribers. I'm up to 152 now. Very, very happy about that, and I owe that all to you guys, to those who share my videos and comment and bring in other viewers. I really appreciate it. This channel is for you. It's my expression of what G.I. Joe means to me, the joy that these little pieces of plastic brought me over the years, and have still bring joy to my life. So thank you guys very, very much for your support and moral support as well. This year started off rocky. Yeah, ended up getting a pacemaker first of the year, and it was something that was a long time coming, since I had acquired MRSA back in July. Damaged my heart, and it was something that it was inevitable. It had to be, jeez, can't speak. It had to have been done. There was just no way around it. And I noticed a big difference right away when I came out of surgery. To actually feel my heart beating properly, and not dancing a Congo in my chest. Appreciate your prayers and your thoughts on that. Also last year, my father passed away. Bittersweet, very, very bittersweet. He's not suffering anymore, and that's the sweet part about it. As General MacArthur, in his parting speech, said, "Old soldiers never die, they just fade away." And that was definitely the case for my dad. He just slowly faded away from his stroke, and he passed painlessly. So that was a blessing. But don't want to get all melancholy and everything. So we're looking forward to 2019 being a very good year. It has to be. I gotta make it a good year, man. I need some change in the weather, as it were. So, with all that being said, I want to get into this review. Today we're looking at the 1983 G.I. Joe. Yes, sirree, it's a G.I. Joe, all right. Sorry. We're looking at the Dragonfly XH1. Arguably one of the best vehicles, best aircraft that came out. The best that came out that year was, and always will be, and the Sky Striker. My favorite plane, very well made. I wanted to start this year off with a very, very cool toy to review, something big, something I haven't reviewed, something I was wanting to review for a very long time, and I figured this is the time. let's do it. It was literally a toss of the coin what I was going to do. Review the Sky Striker or the Dragonfly, and the Dragonfly won. So the Dragonfly is modeled after the Cobra helicopter, which first saw service in the Vietnam War. I went to church. Well, I shouldn't say went. I still go to church with this guy. He's retired now, but he was a warrant officer who was an Apache helicopter pilot, and yeah, he saw a little bit of action over in Desert Storm and in Panama. So he doesn't talk much about it, except for on Veterans Day, where he expresses a little survivor's remorse. He lost a lot of good men, and he lived. So it's a common phenomenon from what I understand. But the Dragonfly was first released as a part of the second series in 1983. It was on the shelves until '86 when it was discontinued. It came boxed with Wild Bill. The original retail price is $8.99. Pretty decent chunk of change there for its time, but you got a very well-made helicopter, a very rugged toy that took a lot of abuse. And this one wasn't from my childhood. I did have one when I was a kid, but this one I purchased a few years back, and it saw a little bit of punishment. I'll point all of that out. So the Dragonfly made its first comic book appearance in issue number 60 of Marvel Comics. And I unfortunately don't have that issue, so I can't share a little bit from it. But Wild Bill, who is the pilot of the Dragonfly, he made his first appearance in issue number 70, 10 issues later, which was kind of interesting. They did it that way. Alright, so if you guys know any different from those comic book issues, let me know down in the comment section. I'm going by the best of my knowledge from what I'm getting in research. So if Wild Bill or the Dragonfly did show up in earlier issues, please let me know. But it's a fan theory that the Wild Bill character was actually modeled after Robert Duvall's character in Apocalypse Now. He was air cavalry. I think he's a lieutenant colonel, if I could remember right. But I'll put some pictures up here for you to see that. Yeah, so you see on his left shoulder that he has the cavalry patch, and he is allowed to wear the cavalry hat that was made popular during the Plains Indian Wars and during the Civil War. So it's still tradition for air cav to wear that hat if they so choose. There was a popular line from that movie, I'm paraphrasing, it's often quoted, "I love the smell of napalm in the morning. It smells like victory." So if you love the smell of burning gelatinous gas, all the more power to you, man. So let me know what you think about that. Do you think Wild Bill was modeled after Robert Duvall's character? Something to chew on there. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. There's a lot to see here. Alrighty, so here he is, Wild Bill and the Dragonfly. Several things to take a look at first. The Dragonfly, after it had its run, was retooled and repainted as the Tigerfly, which came with Recondo. Now, what's wrong with Wild Bill still getting to pilot his Dragonfly, or in this case the Tigerfly? Not saying that Recondo isn't a great figure. He is an excellent action figure. It gave Hasbro another chance to run him again. But alone, Recondo would have, I'm throwing him on the floor, would have been excellent just as a carded figure. And that, I can't keep him in line, but that is a missed opportunity in this case. Wild Bill is a well-loved figure, very popular in the Sunbow series. Why couldn't they have changed his uniform up a little bit and just made him Tiger Force and give him a second run? No, they didn't. He did not see another figure until 1993. The Dragonfly is a two-seater. The pilot, being Wild Bill, actually sits in the back seat. He has a higher observation platform from there. And he pairs up very well with Airborne, which was actually his job, was to be a pararescue trooper. A lot of collectors, excuse me, rocking the camera there, a lot of collectors display it as such, and that is a very good choice. Both very good figures. And there is another neat thing, well, several neat things, but 1983 we got Doc and his stretcher. The stretcher was specifically designed to fit on the bottom of the Dragonfly and for you to transport those patients to an evac station or to a MASH unit. So since there's little to go on with Wild Bill, we'll go ahead and look at him first. He is wearing a flight suit, lightweight flight suit for the jungle. He spruced it up with a leather cowboy vest. He has a pilot survival knife right up here, and it looks like a magazine over here, but nice little homage to General Patton. He has pearl-handled revolvers. Now this, the way he has it set up, his revolvers, is for a trick shot. It was known as the Hardin draw. John Wesley Hardin perfected that maneuver where you grab the pistol upside down and you flip it over to where the barrel's pointing to your intended target, and you shoot it. So he's wearing his pistols in that fashion, and being a Texan, he has a nice Longhorn belt buckle, and this belt buckle is in excellent condition. It is not rubbed off at all. His dog tag is not painted, which is kind of sad. He has his shades are in that infamous silver paint, and of course he's wearing his cavalry hat. Just a very nice action figure. You can get a cowboy with him, and he's not wearing your typical military boots either. He's wearing cowboy boots. And let's go ahead and take a look at his file card. Reads helicopter pilot, codename Wild Bill. File name William, or Hardy William S. Now that name I can't remember exactly, but there was a famous cowboy by the name of William S. Hardy back in the 1800s, if I could remember correctly. Serial number RA0564032211. Primary specialty helicopter pilot. Secondary specialty fixed wing pilot. Aircraft armorer. Birthplace Brady, Texas. Grade C4 or CW4. Chief Warrant Officer. It says in the middle paragraph, Hardy served as a combat infantryman and participated in LRP. It's the Long Range Reconnaissance Patrol. Very similar to the Army Rangers. Operations in Southeast Asia debacle, meaning the Vietnam conflict. Re-enlisted for flight warrant officer school and has since remained in service. Specialized training is classified. Makes sense, being a LRP. His training would be classified, and he would just be a force to be reckoned with, hand-to-hand combat. He's a qualified expert in the M191A auto pistol. Prefers single action Colt 45 revolvers, which is your quintessential cowboy gun, and the XM16 attack rifle. That is not a real world gun that I know of anyway. Bottom paragraph, amiable and slow talking, fancies himself a country western singer, totally honest in personal dealings, but not beyond spinning a tale for the amusement of comrades. Alright, so Bill, he's portrayed as a southern gentleman, and I could really appreciate that. I lived down south for a short time, and there is a lot to be said for southern hospitality. You'd never meet a stranger down south. They're always willing to share a meal with you, even if it's armadillo. Totally different story for another day. So looking at the helicopter, it's pretty long. It's a very nice toy. Right here, this isn't a very common thing. When I bought it, the blade was broken, so I glued it and stapled it. But what is common for the blades to warp like this, and I have about 2 years worth of dust I'm still trying to get off of it. Some collectors don't like when the blades warp like that, but I like it. It seems a little more organic in that capacity. This came with a plethora of weapons. First off, came with the chin gun. This was a 20mm Gatling gun with a night finder. Now there is a variant on this chin gun. The first release, which is harder to find, the barrels go back and forth. They'll raise and lower, and the later releases they fixed it for some reason. I don't understand why. Now, it came with 2 identical bombs. Very nice looking bombs. 4 identical, I believe these are Sparrow missiles. If anybody knows differently, please let me know. And there's no real specific way of setting these up on the wings. This seems to be the more common display with collectors. Flip it around to the other side. Please ignore the fishing line. Something I want to point out, this wing is bent. Whoever stored it had it stored laying on its left side in this harsh Arizona heat, and it permanently fused the wing in that position. But I think it gives a little character, so I'm going to leave it as is. It comes with this easy to remove cannon. These hoses are notorious for getting lost, but are very common on the aftermarket. They plug right into these small holes and hold down on the skid and make a fool out of me. But we'll worry about that later. And also on the bottom, this was a cool play feature, as a working winch with a thumb wheel. This got a lot of play time with us as kids. This was also designed, or I should say the tactical battle platform was designed with 4 hooks to where you attach 4 dragonflies to it with the hooks and carry it off. Well, growing up, we only had 1 or 2 dragonflies amongst us, so we just didn't use that as a feature. And let's see if I could get this to work right, but no, it doesn't work anymore. But right here, the trigger would operate the rotor, and it would allow it to spin. Very popular play feature. But also take note here on the back, that wing is bent as well, because it was intended for kids to hold it and work it. There, I'm getting the blade to spin a little bit, and that put pressure on that, and you can see that there's some stress fractures going on. Oh, this came with 2 removable engine panels. What would a G.I. Joe vehicle be without removable engine panels? And just look at that beautiful detail, courtesy of the motor heads over at Hasbro. It has a sculpted on air vent, air intake, and then the back, this was the exhaust, obviously, but we used to use these as rockets as kids to give it extra power to fly faster. So the cockpit is a two-seater, fairly plain. It has a there we go, a stickered instrument panel in there. The seats are really generic, and you could see right into the back of the helicopter and all the gear works in there. And the seats are lightly textured. On the side it has Dragonfly 1, very nice little logo on there. It has a dragonfly with a stinger on its tail and a bunch of boxing gloves, and I believe this is a gun as well, but we also used it as a flamethrower. And the other side is the exact same. This kind of bugs me about this vehicle. Are the skids. It has pegs to fit a Joe on to the skid. For one thing, how's the poor sod going to hold on? For another, he's open to enemy fire. It's a cool little play feature, but exercise caution. Those pegs are pretty big. You don't want to be cracking any heels. Oh, thank you very much for bearing with me. It was a little rough. Didn't think it was going to take that much out of me. All in all, this vehicle is top rate. It's a top shelf vehicle for me. Like I said, I had it as a kid. I loved it as a kid. I had a great time playing with it, and I still enjoy it. But what kind of a reviewer would I be without pointing out these red tabs? These are little rubber tabs that slide right onto this dangerous end. This could actually, it's a little bit sharp on the sides, so I think QC, when they were having kids test these, that there was some maniacal little boy in the room playing with it, thinking of a way to hurt somebody with it. So he goes up, jams in somebody's face, hits the propeller, and wham, you know, tears up poor schmuck's eye. And you get a Hasbro got slapped with a big old lawsuit, so they put those rubber deals on the end of it. And I just made that up. I don't know if that actually happened. It could have happened, or they could have seen, well, this is a problem, so we need to fix it. Or it could just be a cosmetic thing. Who knows? The universe knows. But I just like to tell that story. Alrighty. So now it's time for my favorite segment, Byron's Gripe. And oh boy, do I have some today. The Dragonfly, the parts are very available on the aftermarket. I went through, had to been 4 pages almost, just scrolling down of parts. I only found a few complete Dragonflies. So the hose, the little black rubber hose that I pointed out that attached to the gun, is going for $2.99. Pretty good deal with that. I would spend $2.99 all day. To $7.90. Boy, what was that dude thinking? You know, like I've said before, you could ask whatever you want. It's your item. But will you get it? I don't know. And I hope you do. I hope somebody absolutely needs that hose and it's the last one and they pay you your $7.90. I hope you get it. Not to mention you asked $5 something for shipping, which it's at least $1.99 in shipping. So the gun and the hose together, $4 to $5. Very nice deal. Very nice deal. I would pay for that. And in a heartbeat, I would buy just to have extras. The canopy. The tabs on the canopy can break. They can yellow. So people like to replace those. $10. That's a little bit steep. But I would pay it. But I would not pay $17.99 for it. I think the same guy had the $7.90 hose. The dude thinks he's sitting on a gold mine here. Just because it says G.I. Joe, it doesn't mean it's valuable. I could go outside, pick up one of my dog turds, put a G.I. Joe sticker on it, and call it valuable. Terrible example, but I'm sure you get the point. People see G.I. Joe and they think dollar signs, and really, in a lot of cases, that isn't the case. A complete Dragonfly with Wild Bill and file card, $109.99. That's pushing it. Seeing that the Tigerfly was selling for $100, but this guy had an or better offer, so I'm sure he would take $100 for it. The fuselage, which is just the frame of the helicopter without any of the parts, $15 to $15.99. Okay, that's pretty fair. You could buy one of those, customize, do whatever you want with it. It'd be great for customization, or if you just want to build your own. Try to get it cheaper. It's a good way to do it. Now, Wild Bill, without his file card, $7.99 to $16.99. No. He's a very common character out there. Very common action figure. I would not pay $16.99 for him. I'm sorry. It must have belonged to the hose guy. $7.99, yeah, I would pay that all day for him. Missiles. One of them, one of the little Sparrow missiles, $4.42. That, in my opinion, is a $1.99 item. A complete Dragonfly with Wild Bill, no file card, deal of the day, $89.99. Yes, 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 I would buy that twice and get myself my 4 Dragonflies to carry my tactical battle platform. Very good price. So if you want another Dragonfly, or if you need a Dragonfly, snatch that up. I recommend that. The next one is $139.99. That's complete with Wild Bill, no file card, no blueprints, and about $18 in shipping. No, I personally wouldn't pay that. One of the bombs, $6.50. What are you thinking? Seriously. You made me lean close to the camera on that one. What are you thinking? $6.50 for that bomb. You could find it. It's common. Again, it's yours. You could ask what you want for it. Bill by himself. Oh, sorry, with his file card. Pardon me. $9.99 to $15. No. Maybe $9.99 with the file card. Maybe. But you could buy the $7.99 Wild Bill and pay $3 for the file card, and you still round it out to $10. So I just contradicted myself there. So okay, maybe, but I wouldn't pay $15 for it. No. The side gun, which was one of the better play features on this vehicle, $2.99. The side gun. I'll just use the Dragonfly or the Tigerfly because it's right there. That little side gun, $2.99, but somebody was asking $6.50 for the one that bomb. Doesn't quite hash out, does it? The seat, $8.99. Okay, I'm not partial to that, but okay, $8.99 if I needed it. Yeah, I would pay that. Yeah, complete set missiles and bombs, $19.98. For 4 missiles and 2 bombs, that comes out to, I'm sorry, $19.95. So that comes out to be $5 a piece. No, I think not. The red rubber tip, $7.99. I only saw one of those, and I would pay that because that's a safety thing. You don't want your kids to get hurt with it because you know how little boys are. They find ways to hurt each other with their toys. They find a way to weaponize a toy. I know I did. Taking dart gun and taping, the little rubber darts, and tape a thumbtack on and shoot people. No, I wouldn't do that. I didn't do that. But Mom caught me before I did. So, the wing, $2.99. Okay, not bad. Okay, this one mint in box, but it's the Japanese version. $524 or better offer. I would be sorely tempted if I were a mint in box collector and just had to have the Japanese version. I'm sorely tempted and negotiate a little bit on that one. This one nauseated me. Mint in box US version. Oh, must be at the end of a rainbow with the pot of gold. $899. 99 cents. $900. Again. Why? A complete Dragonfly without Wild Bill. $100. Fair. Fair enough. Complete Dragonfly with Wild Bill, file card and blueprints, $124.99. I would do that. I would definitely buy that one, because it essentially has everything, save for the box. So, the deal of the day, an $89.99 complete Dragonfly. The biggest rip-off of the day, $899.99. There's a lot of nines in there. No. No, sir. No, sir. What's wrong with you? Do we need to talk? Do we need to sit down with Dr. Phil and hash this out? And all this is in jest. I do it just for the entertainment purpose, and also to help you guys out. If you are looking for these items, it gives you a price range. When I got back into collecting, I didn't know what was a good deal and what wasn't a good deal, and HCC 788 was such a big help. Such a cool guy, big heart. He was willing to help me in the middle of the day, answer a question, say yay or nay. Well, I would buy that, I wouldn't buy it, or I'd wait. So this, I'm just paying that forward. I know people use that phrase so much, it's becoming disgusting. So I just want to help you guys out in the same way. So, that's my review. I have a lot more very cool things planned for this month for the reviews. I'll change the intro part of the video later. I kind of like the Christmas theme still. Because it's still cold out. But I'll have to change that up. Just want to thank you guys again. Hey, if you want to help the channel out, hit me up on coffee. It'll be down in the description. Also, find me on Patreon. Help me out there. Special giveaways just for patrons. Any dollar donation, any dollar amount is acceptable. I should say that came out wrong. Any dollar amount qualifies you to be entered into those special drawings. And I will be holding another giveaway when I reach 250 subscribers. I'm at 152, so appealing to you for help with that. It'll be a nice prize, I promise you. So, all that being said, thank you guys very much. Great talking to all of you out there on Twitter and social media. And thank you for your prayers and your support. I really appreciate it. So this is Joe Motion Videos 82 signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.